Welcome once again. And isn't that so beautiful when you can play children's songs, the most innocent of songs, and they are so sweet and draws you so much closer to Jesus. Yes, Jesus loves me. Well, today we are going to do two things again, and I hope and I know that you have been practicing, and you keep practicing. Now today we are going to look at the rest of our scales and see how the scales, the fingering of the scales are done, and then we are going to put together the final piece of the puzzle which we spoke about, where we are going to put the melody, the chords, and the bass line all in one. Now, it's going to take a lot of practice to get this right, but don't worry. As long as you spend time playing and practicing, you will be great. So, let's remind ourselves what we did last time. We played our scales, and our scales we played with both hands, one octave, and we played everything up to the key of B. Now B, remember, B we started with the fourth finger in the left hand and the first in the right. Okay, now today we are going to be focusing on the other scales. So when in the cycle of fifths, when we leave the key of B, we go to the key of F sharp. Now, remember, this is easy. These three fingers are assigned to these three black notes. These three to these three black notes. These two to these two black notes. Now remember, in your F sharp, we have F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, then B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, which is the same thing as F, and F sharp. Now in the right hand, for the F sharp key, we'll have the second, third, and fourth fingers will be playing F sharp, G sharp, and A sharp. Then we switch to the thumb. Remember, when you come in from a black note to a white note, you always use a thumb. So the thumb plays B. So F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, thumb on B. Then the first and the second fingers will play C sharp and D sharp. Then we play E sharp. Then we play F. And then we continue up for the next octave. Alright, so let's check out the left hand. What do we do in the left hand? Fourth finger on F sharp, third finger on G sharp, second finger on A sharp, then we play the thumb on B, third finger on C sharp, second finger on D sharp, first finger, the thumb, on E sharp, same thing as F. Then we play the same thing over again for the next octave. should be a little bit easier than playing some of the other scales. So we know that these 3 fingers here will play, then the thumb, then these 2 fingers, then the thumb, 3 fingers, thumb, 2 fingers, then we finish on the F sharp. And we do the same thing descending. Very good. So as long as you can remember that these 3 fingers belong here, the same happens in the left hand, and these 2 belong here, and the same thing happens in the left hand. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fingers will play the 3 black notes, and the 2nd and 3rd fingers will play the 2 black notes. And when we are coming from the black note to the white note, we use a thumb. So that's F sharp. The next one in our cycle of fifths is D flat. The same principle applies. But remember now, we have D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat. And remember, 2nd finger on D flat, 3rd finger on E flat, thumb on F. Then we will play the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on G flat, A flat, B flat, the thumb on C, and we'll repeat the pattern. 2nd and 3rd on E flat, D flat and E flat, thumb on the F, then the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger on G flat, A flat, B flat, thumb on C, and 2nd finger on the D flat where we conclude the key. Well, and we turn back and we descend. And we do the same thing, the same notes we play going up, the same notes we play coming down. The left hand, just the same as we had it in the keys before, where our 2nd and 3rd finger will play the D flat and the E flat, and the 3rd, 4th, and the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger will play the G flat, A flat, B flat. So these 2 on the 2 black notes, and these 3 on the 3 black notes. 2nd and 3rd, 2 black notes. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 3 black notes. So we start with the 3rd note, the 3rd finger on D flat, 2nd, E flat, thumb, our 1st finger on F, 4th on G flat, 3rd on A flat, 2nd on B flat, thumb on C. And we start the pattern over with our 3rd finger. So the 3rd, the 2nd thumb, 4th, 3rd, 2nd thumb, and I finish on the 2nd finger. Some people may want to finish on the 3rd finger. It really doesn't matter, whatever works for you. Now let's put both hands together. So, not much to concentrate on. We know that these 2 fingers are here. Then you start with the 4th finger on the next change, and then the 4th finger in the right hand. So what you'll see in the key of D flat is that the changes are made in the left hand first. So in ascending, I would concentrate on the left hand. And descending, I concentrate on the right hand, because the right hand makes the change first. Then the left hand follows. What is our next key? A flat. Now, as I showed you before, I start in A flat. I start with the second finger. Now, second, third, then the thumb on C. Then I go second, third, the thumb on F, then second on G, third on A flat, fourth on B flat, then the thumb on C, second D flat, third E flat, thumb or first finger on F, then G with my second finger, third finger on A flat. And we just do the pattern going the other direction, same fingers for the same notes. Now remember, whenever you're playing the B flat, use your fourth finger. It's the easiest thing to remember. Your E flat, your third finger. That's in the right hand. Now, what happens with the left hand? I start with my third finger in the left hand, third, then second on the B flat, A flat third, B flat second, C first. Now, when I'm coming over to the D flat is when I use my fourth finger. Now, let's reason why is it that we use our fourth finger on D flat. Well, what happened is that we're going to go to A flat from a white note, which is G. Now, what you want to happen there is that you want to have the convenience of the thumb being the last finger before you get to that black note, because it's easy to cross over from the thumb or from the first finger. So if you play the fourth finger on D flat, then you'll get to the thumb on G. Then you play the third on A flat, B flat. The first finger will now be on C, where you have to cross over again. And you play the fourth finger, so you get to the thumb on G. So let's do that now all together. Start with the third finger. And then we reverse the pattern. We do the same notes coming down. Let's do them both together. Let's start here. Now, how would I try and concentrate to play the A flat scale? This is what I would do. Playing in the right hand, we know that we're going to play up to a black note that goes to a white note. So we know that coming from the black note to the white note in ascending, we go to the thumb. And the fingers basically fall in place after that. Because we know we're ascending and we're coming from the black note to the white note is the thumb. So there's not much concentration that needs to be done in the right hand in ascending on the A flat scale. So I concentrate on my left hand in ascending, because I now have to concentrate when is it that I need to switch to the proper finger so that I end up on the thumb before switching back to the black notes. So I know that I concentrate on the left hand. So I know that the first switch is on the D flat, it's the fourth finger, then the third finger on A flat, then the fourth finger on D flat. So in ascending, I need to concentrate on my left hand. In descending, the rows are reversed, so I concentrate on my right hand to switch the fingers at the right time. So in ascending, left hand, in descending, right hand. And that would be the correct way to play the A flat scale. The next scale is the E flat scale. Now, again, I always start with my second finger. So from my second finger, I go to the thumb, and I play all the way up to B flat, and my fingers naturally will go to the fourth finger on B flat. Then I go to the thumb. Naturally, my third finger will be on E flat, and I go to my first finger again. The same thing happens. So in ascending with the E flat, just like the A flat, I don't need to concentrate on my right hand at all. My left hand is the one that I need to concentrate on. So I start with the third finger, because now the fingers are all switched up in the E flat. It's a different set of fingers will be playing the notes in the E flat than what we played in A flat. So we start with the third finger. Fourth finger now goes on A flat. Remember, the fourth finger the last time around went on D flat. Fourth finger on A flat, and play all the way to the thumb. Then the third finger on E flat, fourth finger on A flat. Once again, we start with the third finger, and then we switch to the fourth finger on A flat, the third finger on E flat. And we reverse it coming the other way. Now, in reversing it, the fingers naturally will fall in place. Remember the notes in E flat? It's E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat. Now let's play it together. So in ascending, we concentrate on our left hand, descending or right hand. Once again. And that would be the correct way of playing the E flat scale. Our next one will be our B flat. So, again, I start with the second finger. So, in ascending, our third finger would naturally fall on the E flat. Then, the fourth finger will naturally fall on the B flat. So it will be B flat with the second finger, C with the first finger, then up to the E flat. So it's B flat, C, D, E flat. Second finger, thumb, second finger again, third finger on E flat, then the first finger, the thumb, on F, second finger on G, third finger on A, and the fourth finger will go on B flat. So let's try it with the left hand and the right hand. Well, I didn't show you how to play the left hand, so let's review that. So we start with the third finger on B flat. So if the third finger is on B flat, our fourth finger will go on E flat. So it's B flat, C, D, third, second, first. Then fourth finger goes on E flat, so it's E flat, F, G, A. So that's E flat, F, G, A with the fourth, third, second, first. Then we'll repeat the pattern using third finger on B flat, second finger on C, first finger on D, then fourth on E flat, third on F, second on G, first on A, and then we finish on the B flat. We put all of that together. Now, I would concentrate again on my left hand in ascending. And my right hand in descending. Once again, left hand in ascending. And that would be your B flat scale. And the last one we have to do is our F scale. So remember now, F. So with our F scale, we go first, second, third, fourth. And our fourth finger will end up on B flat. Remember now, F has only one flat. So we're playing all white keys except for B, where we play the B flat. So we concentrate on getting that fourth finger on B flat. And with our left hand, no, with the left hand is just like how we would play our C major scale. The same fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. And we reverse it on the way down. So let's play it together. So that will be our scales. And from F, we go to C. Now, there's one more technique I need to teach you when it comes to our scales. And it's how to play legato instead of staccato. Now, let's define both of them. What is staccato? You know what is staccato. Tell me what is staccato. Very good. Staccato is disjointed. The notes are not connected. So if I'm playing staccato, that's staccato, that's disjointed. Now, legato is smooth and connecting. How do we play legato to make it sound legato all the time? There's a simple technique, simple to explain, but really difficult to do. It takes a long time to perfect this, but the more you do it, the better you'll become at it. when you're playing your scales, you play your first note, then you play your second note. But in playing your second note, you don't release the first note, then play the second note. So that would be staccato. What you need to do is to play the first note, play the second note, then release the first note. Let's take a look at it again. Let's do it here. Then you release. So in playing your scales, it would be to play it legato, and you practice it slowly until it becomes a part of you. So remember, play the first note, then the second note, and release the first note after you have played the second note. And you do the same thing with each note that you play after that. And in that way, you'll get to play legato. It sounds smooth and connected, and it's the type of sound that you want to practice. And that is going to play out in a lot of the things that you need to practice from here on. How to hold the notes while playing other notes, how to sustain chords just with your fingers, not with the foot pedal. And it's a really neat technique to learn. We're going to be back where we are going to learn now how to put our chords and our melodies and our left hand together. And this, I promise you, will be exciting. I'll see you in a moment.
Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue and dispose of it. Avoid close contact with anyone with the cold or flu-like symptoms. If you think you've been exposed to COVID-19, stay home, self-isolate immediately, and call 888-1-LOVE. That's 888-663-5683. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
The point of wearing a mask is to prevent the spread of air droplets from persons who may or may not be infected. When wearing a mask, please ensure that the mask goes above the nose and below the chin. This might be a bit uncomfortable, but it's for your own safety. The position of the mask is very important. It should not be worn on your forehead, under your chin, or on your neck. Please do not remove the mask when speaking. This actually causes more droplets to be released into the atmosphere. Trust me, if you have on a mask, we will still hear you. When you're removing a mask, try not to touch the front of the mask. If you do, remember to wash your hands or use hand sanitizer. Please throw away the mask appropriately. Remember, partial protection is better than no protection.
Welcome back. Now, this is going to be a great challenge to you, I'm sure, but I know that you'll be able to do it. I know you'll be able to keep up and play. Now remember, we have only done a few lessons, but these lessons need a lot of practice. Hours and hours and hours of practice before you can perfect each one. So let's not try and rush it and get discouraged somewhere along the line. Let's go through each lesson and let us play and practice these things. And remember, a lot of the things that we have been talking about, they are explained in more detail in the theory class. All right, so visit the theory class, visit the other classes, and learn more. Learn as much as you can about music. Now, what we are going to do today is we are going to put together the melody, the left-hand bass notes, and the chords together. There's a technique that we need to learn in between, and we are going to reach for it today. Can I depend on you to practice this? Thank you very much. Now, we're going to start with that very, very simple song once again, which we started in the last class, which is... Now, what we did the last class was that we took the melody in the right hand and we took the bass notes in the left hand and we combined both of them, and it sounded like this. Good. Now, what we are going to do now is to add the chords to all of that. This is how it is done. First, we have to know what the chords are. We know we start with C. Not the little ones like me, G. G again. Da 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 da. C. C. F, G, back to C. And we have it written out here. Jesus loves the little one like me. Let's take a look at this song. So we have C, G, G, C, C, and we're going to add a C7th right there. And I'll explain to you what the C7th is. We're going to add a F6 right here to an F, and then we play G, then we play C and finish the song. So, now we know that the chord is C. Da 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 da. Now, that is just playing the chords, banging on the chords, and that's good for accompaniment. However, we need now to add the melody to it. Now, if you look at the C chord that we're going to use, the C chord is C, E, and G. C, E, and G. Now, it doesn't matter if the C comes first, or the E comes first, or the G comes first. It's the C chord. So if you look at my finger and I show you C, E, and G, if I take this C up from here and I put it here, so I remove the C, I still keep the E and the G, and I play the C here, we still have the C chord because it's still C, E, and G. So if I take this E from here and I put it up here and I keep the C and the G, it's still the C chord because we have C, E, and G. Now what's the difference is that this position that we have here is called the root position. In the root position, the C or the root of the chord is the lowest note. Remember, in the root position, the root of the chord is the lowest note. Now, when I take the C up from here and I put the C here, I'm putting the root of the chord as the highest note. This is called the first inversion. The first inversion is when the root of the chord is the highest note. Now, if I take the E from here and I put the E here, I will put the root of the chord in the middle of the chord. That's called the second inversion. So we have the first inversion where the root of the chord is the lowest note in the chord. The first inversion where the root is the highest, and the second when the root is in the middle. Let's look at F. So the chord of F, we have F, A, and C. When F is the lowest, F, this is called the root inversion. When F is the highest, it's called the, yes, you get it right, it's the first inversion. And when F is in the middle, it's the second inversion. Let's look at G. When G is the lowest note in the chord, in the G chord, it's called the root inversion. When it's the highest, it's called the first inversion. And when it's in the middle, it's called the second inversion. Now, what we need to do now is to combine the bass note, which will stay the same for now, with the melody and the chords. So we know that da 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 da. So we are going to put the melody. We know we're going from C to G, but we need to have the melody at the top of the chord. Now, when you're playing the melody, you have to try and put the melody at the very highest point in the chord. So what we do now, the C in the root position, the C is the lowest, but the melody is on C, so that C needs to be the highest note. And that chord is C, so we use the first inversion. So it's the same C chord, but we are putting the melody at the top. So we play all these notes together. So we play it once. So as we notice here is that we are going to sustain the chord. For now, just sustain the chord, except for the note that is moving, which is the note at the top. So when we play this first inversion of C, we are going to sustain these two notes while we keep moving the melody around. Now, this will be good for most of the songs that you sing. Not all. There are other things you might have to do to keep the melody going. But for now, this is good. So until we reach one of those songs that we have to do something else, this is what we'll practice. So we'll play now the C chord and the melody together. So if you notice, I am sustaining these two notes in the C chord while I play the melody. And in the left hand, I will play the C note. Now, one of the things I see some students do is that they play the chord, then while they're playing the rest of the melody, they release the other notes, and it sounds staccato. Very good. So this is what they do. Listen again. That's staccato. Let's try sustaining all the notes for it to sound more legato. So you hear the other notes in the chord holding on, providing a foundation for the rest of the melody. So this is what we play it. Then the next chord is G. So me, me, me. We have to play the G chord, but the note that we're playing is B. So let's look at G. B is in G. So we have to put B at the top. The notes we need is G, B, and D. So G, B, which needs to be at the top, and D. So we put the D, instead of putting the D up here, we put the D down here so that the G can be highlighted. So this is how it would sound. Let's do that again. So switching from the C chord in the first inversion to the G chord in the second inversion. And remember, the second inversion, the root of the chord is in the middle. And the same principle continues. So when we play, we sustain the other notes to form that foundation for it. So let's play those two lines together. Very good. Now our next melody, we are keeping the G chord. And the melodies. So the melody is at the top of the chord already. So it's a root position. So when we play the melody at the top of the G chord, we'll find that G is in the lowest position of the chord. That simply means that we are playing the root position. So the next time around, we play G in the root position. And the rest of the melody then back to, which is the first inversion of C, where C is at the top. So let's play that now. Everything together. Now, so we know that first part of the song. We know it is now practiced. Remember, if you have to practice this song, don't just watch it, the lesson right through. Pause it, practice that part, and then come back to it. So let's play that first part, then we are going to play the rest of the song. Now, we're going to play the next part, melody. So, E, we're playing the C chord. That's what comes next. But E needs to be at the top. So that is now the second inversion of the chord C. Then we're going to play that F chord, and now, if you notice, I put F6. We're coming back to that C7, but let's look at the F6. A little easier to explain. Now our melody is on D, and our chord is F. Now let's look at the F scale and number each note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we know we play the first, the third, and the fifth to form our chords. So the note that we're adding to the chord is the sixth. Now, whenever we add anything to our chords, we have to tell anyone who is playing what we added to the chord. In this case, we add the sixth of the scale. So that's why we call it F6. So if we notice, we play the sixth note just a few times, then we resolve it to the F chord. But the melody continues. Okay? So this is how that phrase will go. All right. Let's take it from the top. And remember, our way of practicing is that we should take the songs in little beanie pieces, small cuts, small sections, small phrases of the song. Then we practice those small phrases by itself. Then we add the phrases together. So let's go. Everything up to that point. All right. And our last one now, last thing, we're playing that G. So we're playing from the G to the C. So we have to keep the melody at the top, and the melody is B, and in the G chord, that melody, to put that melody at the top, the G would be in the middle of the chord, so that's the second inversion. Then we'll play the melody. Then the C chord, where the C is at the top of the chord, and that is called the first inversion. So that last part, the second inversion of G to the first inversion of C. All right, so let's play the whole thing together, and then I'll explain the seventh and why it is important. Very good, very good. And you practice that. Now, we added a seventh. What is the seventh? Now let's review the sixth. In the key of C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we go back to the 1, or we can call it 8. 6 in the key of C will be A. So 7 should be B. However, this seventh is called the major seventh, and whenever it's written in a chord, it's written as major seventh. So if we were to play this note, because it's in the major scale, it will be called major seventh, and this is how it is written. C major seventh. Now, if you notice, this C is not C major 7th. It's C 7th. Now, in music, the 7th, without major being attached to it, is the flat major 7th, or the flatted major 7th. So, instead of this note, it would be this note. So, this is how it would sound. I'm going to play it in the song, add it to the song, so that we know how it sounds. So it's there for effects. And we are going to talk about the 7th and the major 7th at another time and why it is used. Now, for the next few minutes that we have, we will not have the time to explain all the songs and go through the songs with such detail. We'll do that at another session. But what we're going to do is that we're going to look at the principle of the same being done over other songs, because the same principle that applies to this very simple song will apply to other songs. So let's try it with As the Deer, the melody. We can add the chords to it just the same way, by keep playing the chords and keeping the melody at the top. So all we did was to take the melody and the chords and mix them together, and we put the melody at the top of the chord, the highest note in the chord. When it's the highest note, it's easily heard by the audience that's listening. Let's play the same thing with Side by Side We Stand. Same chords. Okay, so we have been through this lesson, and I know that you are going to take it and practice it. And you can practice it with any song from the hymnal, any song from a praise and worship song, any song. You just need to remember to put the melody at the top, invert the chord, and keep practicing. We are going to do this again, and when we do it again, we will be explaining in more detail. We'll give more examples, and you will be able to play the piano with much more professionalism. So we're going to come back, and we're going to wrap up this session in a minute. Until then, keep practicing and keep praising the Lord.
Grandma, what you doing?
I'm looking for a program on EJC to watch.
Oh, cool.
This looks like it's a good one.
Do it.
What?
Do it.
Do what?
You seriously not subscribed to EJC Virtual Church?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to subscribe to it.
Alright, let me show you.
I don't understand.
All you have to do is log in to your Gmail account on YouTube. Scroll up like this and simple. Press this button. Subscribe. Simple. Easy peasy.
Okay, it looks easy.
Alright, now if you want to use your phone to subscribe,
Yes.
all you have to do is click this big red word that says subscribe.
Yes.
Like this.
Okay.
And then you hit the notification bell.
That's easy.
Exactly. Now let's go continue watching this program.
Okay.
Psalm 103 verse 1 says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name." We can bless the Lord through everything that we do, and we should. We should bless the Lord with our daily lives. We should bless the Lord when we go to work, or when we go to school, or when we interact with our friends. We should bless the Lord when we preach, when we teach, when we sing, when we play. The name of the Lord is worthy to be praised. And we play because we want to bless his name. We want to praise his name. We want to tell others how much we love and adore him. Playing the piano, playing music is is one way in which we can do this and do it from our hearts. So for those of us who have learned to play the piano, who are learning to play some more, who have been following these lessons, who, even those who came up with the idea, which was given to them by the Lord, to do this particular program, instruments of praise. We need to use everything that we have and praise and bless the name of the Lord. So my encouragement to you this evening is to practice, is to spend time with God, and also ask Him to help you to play the instruments. Ask Him to help you to learn the instruments. Ask Him to send the Holy Spirit upon you, that you will learn faster, that you will learn more, that you'll take what you see on these videos and that it will be enhanced for His glory. We need to give God praise with our music, and that's why we bless the Lord. So until next time, keep practicing, keep praising, keep blessing the name of our Lord, and tell somebody that Jesus is coming soon.